paint that is also staining. Okay, like I said, all of this information can be found on the Winsor Newton Cotman website. Link will be shared with you down below on the information box. Okay, this is also watery. The same with Chinese white and lemon yellow hue. Again, not a bad thing. Oh, by the way, the pigment names that I'm sharing with you, I've found all of those pigments I found on Google. So I just write PY97 pigment and whatever pigment that is mostly used, the name of that pigment that is mostly used, that's what I'm telling you guys. Why am I telling you the pigment names? Because, in time, even if you're a beginner watercolor hobbyist or artist, I think it's important to familiarize your pigment information, because the longer you paint, you will find that you have paint biases. Like this is your favorite yellow, this is your favorite blue, this is your favorite red, or this is your favorite greens or browns or convenience colors. You will find that if you know the pigment names, it will be easier to look for that type of yellow in other paint brands. So maybe in the future wherein you'd like to go professional, sometimes those pigment names does help, but I don't think sometimes the professional paints are more better. Of course, the quality is more better. You can try to look for like the same hue or temperature, or what do you call those? Again, I'm not an artist, I'm not a professional, so for me, I think it will be helpful to familiarize yourself with pigment names, and also so you don't buy the same paint, because some brands they use the same pigments and they just use like different color names or color codes, so you thought like you're buying a different color, but it's the same color because it's the same pigment. But mixing the paints sometimes do differ. Okay, again, this was very watery, and as you can see, I'm almost squeezing out more than half, and there's just air coming out. As you can see, I'm trying to tap out the product because I was confused. Nothing is coming out, and it's just some air and a bit of paint. Okay, so this one was one of the disappointing tubes in this set. There were 3, I think, but yeah, sometimes you get duds with paint tubes because you can't really see how much paint really is inside, as opposed to pans. But again, I think paint tubes tend to have more vivid colors than the pans, because there's less fillers or binders. Okay, so that's the third color. And then our fourth color is Cadmium Orange Hue. Color code is 090. And this also has two pigments. We have PY83, which is diarylide yellow or permanent yellow HR. And we have PO43, which is Perignon orange. So PY is pigment yellow, PO is pigment orange. Okay, this is permanent and it is transparent. No light fastness information. This was also watery, like the first three colors. So again, I'm really trying to carefully put the paint in the pans because I really don't like messy pans. But that's just me. It's a me thing. Okay, this again is a hue, so it has two pigments in it to get that cadmium orange effect. By the way, cadmiums are toxic paints, but I didn't see any non-toxic logo on the box, so I think some of these paints might still be toxic and not for kids use, or at least you should tell your kids not to eat the paints, drink the paint. Tell them to wash their hands after painting, or not eat during painting, just to be on the safe side. Oh, by the way, the color codes, they are unique to paint brands. This is also very helpful if you would want to purchase these paints in singles, because I know for a fact that Cotman paints, they sell their tubes in singles in 8 milliliter tubes, and I think it's the biggest is 21, because I do have I think I have 4 right now. I did have 2 that I purchased years ago. I will be sharing that information in a bit, and those are in 8 milliliter tubes. I got them on sale pre-pandemic, so yeah, that was my first Cotman paints. I mean, those were my Cotman paints. Okay, so this one is also one of those disappointing tubes wherein air is just coming out like in the middle of the tube. I mean, I'm pressing and pressing, no paint. Yes. Okay, so this was again very watery. Look how easy that settled. And I decided I should put some more, even though I feel like I'm already using up more than half of the tube. Because my thought process when I purchased these is because since I'm getting 5 milliliters of paint, I will be having at least 2 pours of pans, but with this case I think I'm just gonna get like 1.5 because I used most of the colors already. And this one, yes, it will cave in. Okay, next color is Cadmium Red Deep Hue. Color code is 098. This one also has 2 pigments, which are PR254. Let me see if I have some information on PR2. Okay, PR254 is Pyrrole Red, and then PR188 is Naphthol Scarlet. Okay, so those are the pigment names. This is permanent. There was no light fastness information. And this paint is transparent. Yes, Red Deep Hue Cadmium is transparent, and it is also staining. It's a staining paint. When they say that it is staining, when you, I think, lifting it's called, there will be difficulty with that. Again, I'm not a professional. I haven't been doing watercolor for that long. I did dabble in watercolor like more than 4 or 5 years ago, or 6 maybe, but I didn't stay with it because I was not happy with the paints that I have, so I stopped. I was really disappointed, like nothing is working out. And then last year I bought a Mei Liang 36-piece palette. That one was a really good paint, so that is the reason why I went back to watercolor. So this is not my first student grade watercolor. I will be sharing all my paints with you guys, don't worry. But this is the first one that I wanted to do because it's new. So, and I wanted to do this, the pan pouring and mixing on video. Okay, this one was not too watery like the first 4, but it is still soft, the consistency of the paint, but not as watery, which was good because this is where these paints do get better. I mean, the consistency of the paints. Maybe the light colored paints are more, I don't know, they put more water in them, more fillers or binders, I don't know. So yep, that is our 5th color. Next up is Alizarin Crimson Hue with the color code of 003. Okay, so this has 1 pigment, which is PR179. PR179. This is a little weird for me because when I was looking this up, it says it's Perylene Maroon. And this one doesn't look like maroon-ish to me. This is like a red with some pink in it, but it was very vibrant, so I don't know how they mixed it, but this appears to be Perylene Maroon. Okay, so It has